In this video, I will show you how to simplify exponential expressions such as this one, especially ones that have fractional exponents. Now there's a special rule here. We are not allowed to have fractional exponents in the denominator. For example, I can't have m to the 2/3 power down here. If it's up here, then that's okay. Alright, that's okay. This is not okay. So let's get started. First, I shall deal with the numerator. So let me get my fraction set up. I need to multiply these m's. When you multiply variables with like bases, you add the exponents. So I need to add 7/4 plus 1/3. I can make these both into 12s by doing this. So that's going to be 21/12 plus 4/12. So that's 25/12. So that means I have m to the 25/12 power. I need to do the same thing with the ends. But first, let me erase my scratch paper area. Okay, so I have to do 1/3 plus 2. So I need like denominators, so I will do this. So I've got 1/3 plus 6/3, so that is 7/3. So that's why I will have n to the 7/3 power. So that's my numerator. Again, let me erase my scratch paper area. So now let's talk about the denominator. When you raise a power to a power, you have to multiply. So 1/2 times 1/2 is 1/4. So I have m to the 1/4 power. Now this is going to become 2/3 when I multiply these together, but let me show you how. When I have 4/3 times 1/2, when I look at this, I think 2 goes into 4 twice, and then that's why it's 2/3. Most of you probably wouldn't see it that way. Most of you would probably do this. You multiply straight across, so this will be 4/6, and then this reduces down to 2/3. So whatever you're able to handle, you do you. So now I have m to the 1/4 power and n to the 2/3 power. So now it's time to simplify by dividing. I have to divide these things. Now when you're dividing expressions with like bases, you subtract the exponents. So what I need to do is I need to do 25/12 minus 1/4. Alright, I can make this into a 12 by multiplying by 3. So this will be 25/12 minus 3/12. So that'll be 22/12, which reduces down to 11/6. Okay, so I think I can squeeze this in down here. Maybe I won't. I'll put it up high. Alright, remember, 11/6. So I have m to the 11/6 power. So similarly, I need to handle the ends. So I need to do 7/3 minus 2/3. Well, that's just 5/3. So that's going to be n to the 5/3 power. And that's it. This was a relatively easy problem. Alright, how about number 16? First, I need to deal with the parentheses right here. So I'm going to keep the y to the 2/3 power hanging around. And I'm going to keep the times x y squared. I'm just going to do the parentheses. Now a power raised to a power you multiply. 2 times a half is 1. So that's just going to be x. 5/3 times 1/2, that's going to be 5/6. So I have y to the 5/6 power. So there you go. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and multiply the denominator. So the numerator is still going to stay what it is. Y to the 2/3 power. But my denominator, when I have x times x, that's going to be x squared. Now when I multiply these y's, I need to add the exponents. So I need to add 5/6 plus 2 over 1. I can make these like denominators by going like this. So that's going to be 5/6 plus 12/6. So that's going to be 17/6. So that's y to the 17/6 power. Now, we need to go ahead and subtract these y's so we can get them together and see what we really have. When you divide, you subtract the exponents. So back to my scratch paper again, I need to do 2/3 minus 17/6. So I can make these like denominators by multiplying by 2. So that's going to be 4/6 minus 17/6. So that's going to be negative 13/6. So that means I have y to the negative 13/6 power. Alright, so those are together now. And that's over x squared. I'm just going to leave that where it is. Now the problem with this is that I've got this negative exponent. My next move would be to drop it down to the denominator because it's negative. But I'm not allowed to have a negative exponent. I'm not allowed to have a fractional exponent in the denominator. That's just one of the rules. So I need to figure out a way to split this apart so that I have an integer and then a positive fraction. So that's my goal. So here's my scratch paper work over here. I've got this fraction negative 13/6. I'm going to add a whole number to this until I get a positive number. So I see the denominator is 6, so I'm thinking, what if I did 6/6? That would be the same thing as adding 1. Well, that's still going to give me a negative number, so I need to go bigger. Okay, so instead of 6/6, what if I did 12/6? Alright, that's the same thing as adding 2. Well, negative 13 and 12, that's negative 1. Still negative, so that's no good. So I'm going to go bigger. What if I did 18/6? Alright, because that's the same thing as 3. This is going to give me a positive number. So I'm going to go with it. Okay, negative 13/6 plus 18/6 is positive 5/6. Now, imagine that we subtracted 18/6 from both sides. In other words, imagine that we moved it over here. Wouldn't that give us negative 13/6 is equal to 5/6 minus 18/6? Okay, so I have this new truth, this new equation. And keep in mind that this 18/6 is really 3. So I know that negative 13 over 6 is equal to 5 over 6 minus 3. So let's use this fact in order to rewrite the y part of the expression. Okay, so for example, instead of having y to the negative 13 over 6, couldn't I write this as y to the 5 over 6 times y to the negative 3 power? Okay, wouldn't this numerator be the same as this numerator? Because when you multiply these two together, you would add the exponents. But if I do 5, 6 minus 3, which is what you would have if I added these, I know that that's the same thing as negative 13 over 6. So if I multiply these together, I would get this. So this is a valid substitution. Okay, now the benefit of this is my fraction now has a positive, it's a positive fraction. So that part is not going to move. The only thing that's going to move is the y to the negative 3 power. That's my negative exponent. But this is okay, because if I drop this down to the denominator, I will not have a fractional exponent in the denominator. I will have y to the 5/6 power over x squared and then y to the 3rd power. No fractional exponents in the denominator, and that's the rule. I had to make sure that that didn't happen, and we were successful. So this is the final answer for number 16. Let's try number 17. Let me start with the numerator and see what I can do. Okay, man, that's a lot of stuff. I feel like maybe I should take it in stages. Maybe not. Okay, so I'm going to do all the x's. So look at these exponents of the x's. I've got 1/4, I've got 1/3, and I've got 4/3. When you multiply these together, you need to add them all. So that's what I'm going to do. I need to do 1/4 plus 1/3 plus 4/3. I can make all of these numbers into 12s. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this one by 4, and I'll do this one by 4, and I'll do this one by 3. Okay, so 3 plus 4 is 7. Okay, 16 plus 7 is 23. So that's 23/12. So I have x to the 23/12 power. So now I need to do the same thing with the y's. Okay, so for the y's, I've got 1/2, and I've got 3/4, and I've got 1, just the 1 power. So I need to add those three things together. I need to add 1/2 plus 1/1, I guess, plus 3/4. I can make all these into 4s. So if I multiply by 4/4, and if I multiply this one by 2/2, so the denominators will all be 4 now. So that's 2 plus 4, that's 6, plus 3 is 9, so that's 9/4. So I've got y to the 9/4 power. All right. Now look at the denominator, and I need to do this. When you raise a power to a power, you multiply. So I'm doing the x right now, and so I'm going to multiply these. So this is going to be 15/8. I'm just multiplying straight across. So that's going to be x to the 15/8 power. When I do y to the 3/2 power, that's all I'm going to get is y to the 3/2 power. So there you go. So now that I've cleaned up the numerator and the denominator, I need to divide by subtracting the exponents. So looking at the x's, I'm going to have to do 23/12 minus 15/8. Okay, what can I turn these both into? I can turn them both into 24. So if I multiply, whoa, that's too big. Grab the wrong marker. Let me try that again. If I multiply this by 2, and if I multiply this by 3, then they will both become 24. So I'm going to have 46/24 minus 45/24. So that's 1/24. So remember, that was the x's. So now I have x to the 1/24 power. So I need to do the same thing with the y's. So I need to do 9/4 minus 3/2. So I'm going to multiply these by 2. So that's going to give me 9/4 minus 6/4. So that's going to be 3/4. So that's just going to give me y to the 3/4 power. And that's it. I don't have any negative exponents, so there are no fractional exponents in the denominator. So this is just plain my final answer for number 17. Alright guys, that's going to do it for this video. Go ahead and click here in the red apple to watch the next video. Click in the green apple to subscribe, or click the yellow apple for the full playlist.